R2, real numbers and their properties.
Yay. How many review things are there?
Great question.
Okay, Chris's verdict.
7.
Oh. Okay.
What?
She asked how many review sections there were.
We're gonna do all 7 of them and like have a test on that, or we're not doing all 7?
Yeah, well, I haven't gone that far, but probably. All right, so natural numbers, just as a review, are the numbers like 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. Those are the counting numbers. Whole numbers start with 0 and then go up.
Oh my goodness. Stupid sets.
Integers. Integers include the negative numbers. So a dot, 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 -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth.
Jesus, give me the strength to write these sets today. Amen.
Rational numbers. Whoa. Rational numbers are the result of dividing two integers, and it has to have a non-zero divisor. So this would be like the set of P over Q such that P and Q are integers with Q not equal to 0. We can't have a 0 in the denominator. Real numbers are the set of all numbers corresponding to numbers on a number line. So for example, the square root of 2, pi, 5, all of those are numbers. So this is the set of x such that x corresponds to a point on a number line. Irrational numbers cannot be represented by quotients of integers. So irrational things like the square root of 2, pi, e, etc. So it's the set of x such that x is real but not rational. So basically it would be a repeating, or I say repeating, it would be a never-ending number, decimal.
Yeah, my sets are looking really good today. Yeah. I practiced.
Are you at home?
You practiced.
Yeah. There's a paper under my bed right now that's just
Mine are looking a little rough today.
Mine look good on my homework, but not on this.
All right, so then some properties of real numbers, which you've probably seen these before, but just as a refresher.
A review.
Properties of real numbers, we have first closure, which is just that a plus b is real and ab is real.
Chick-fil-A is sounding really good right now.
You know what I was just thinking about? Do people ever take notes on paper in college, or they only do laptops?
I did on paper, but I was in a lot of math classes, so. And I didn't have an iPad like this then, so. Yes, I used a lot of paper. I didn't really do anything on my laptop. Commutative. A plus b equals b plus a, or ab equals ba. Associative. A plus b plus c equals a plus b plus c. Or for multiplication, ab times c is equal to a times bc. Identity. A plus 0 equals a, or 0 plus a equals a times 1 equals a, or 1 times a equals a. Inverse. A plus negative a equals 0, or negative a plus a equals 0. And for multiplication, a times 1 over a equals 1, or 1 over a times a equals 1. Distributive. A times b plus c equals ab plus ac. A times b minus c equals ab minus ac. And then the last one of these, multiplication. Property of 0. Just says that 0 times a is equal to a times 0, which equals 0. Alright, so we'll have a little review of absolute value. Let a represent a real number. So then the absolute value of a is equal to, and then in set brackets we're going to have two things that go here, or a set bracket, or however you want to say it. A if a is greater than or equal to 0, and it's negative a if a is less than 0. So we've got 5 properties of absolute value. The first one, the absolute value of A is greater than or equal to 0. Remember, absolute value makes everything positive that's inside of it. 2, the absolute value of negative A is equal to the absolute value of A. 3, the absolute value of A times the absolute value of B equals the absolute value of A times B. So that's just saying if you have two separate absolute values, you can combine them together into one, or the reverse is also true. If you have them together and you wanted to split them, you could split them as long as it's multiplication. 4, the absolute value of A over the absolute value of B equals the absolute value of A over B. So just like the multiplication one, you can do the same thing of splitting it or combining it. The only thing that's different about this one is that B cannot be equal to 0. And then the last one, A plus B, sorry, that's all an absolute value, is less than or equal to the absolute value of A plus the absolute value of B. So it's possible that it could be equal to, okay, depending on what the signs on A and B are inside, because that could throw it off. But it's also possible that the A plus B that's all in the one together is less than. It could not be greater than, though.
I got you.
I'm so tired.
Me too. Alright, and then the last thing for the notes of this section, the distance between points on a number line. If P and Q are points on a number line with coordinates A and B, respectively, then the distance d of PQ, or P comma Q, is given by d of P comma Q equals the absolute value of B minus A, or d of P comma Q is equal to the absolute value of A minus B.